Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Akakwadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the ICAM teaching his word throughout the four corners in true sincerity. I'm back on another lesson. We swear by Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, and are willing to be edifying unto the elect. Alright, the topic of this lesson, is going into, our reward is coming. Alright, our reward is coming. Okay. I just meditating just basically about, the reward that we're going to receive, for the work that we are going to finish. All right. Starting with our apostles and elders that has been laboring for, 20, 30 plus years. All right. Their reward is coming as well. We all will be rewarded for the work and the labor of love that we've been showing, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. We've been, catching hell. All right, this is an exhortation. We've been catching hell, making it through when it seemed like we couldn't. All right, we've been, continuing to pray, and make these lessons we've been continuing, to go out. We didn't, pervert the doctrine. We didn't change the doctrine. All right, we continue to follow. All right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the men that He set up. Continuing the labors of our apostles and elders, and doing this sincerely. We're not doing this for the lucre's sake. We're not doing this, for the bag, because we truly want to, and the Lord put the Spirit on us to do it. And we do it gladly. Salaki, and we do it gladly. All right. So at the end, we expect a reward. Okay, for everything that we've forsaken in this life. All right, for the Lord's going to reward us, 100-fold. Okay, just imagine it. The planets, all right, the slaves, all right, the gold, the silver, all right, the women, everything that your mind can think of, the spiritual power, the new bodies, the never dying again, all right, and many more things to come, right? Because the scripture tells us how the Lord has things prepared, for us. It's 1 Corinthians 2:9. It says, "But as it is written, I had not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the thing which the Most High hath prepared for them that love Him." So, and how do we show our love toward Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? By doing the work. Us going out on the highways and byways and reading the scriptures and getting into the scriptures. That's showing our love towards the Lord, because love is not just I love you. No, it's action. All right, the Lord sees the actions that we put in. Like the scriptures say, the Lord is not unrighteous. Okay, in Hebrews. Let me. It's like it. Hebrews 6:10 says, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love." So the things that we're doing now, the Lord is not going to just forget it at all, ever. All right, because this thing is so precious, and especially since we at the end. All right, this is gonna be our be basically a part of our our reason, all right, why He stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. This is gonna be your reason why you had a good report, because it's never gonna be forgotten, because the things that you did now. This is the last captivity, all right, for us as the nation of Israel. All right, so we might as well endure unto the end, because this is truly this is the end of Esau's rulership, the end of the Israelites being put down. This is truly it. All right. Okay, Esau had his rulerships to rule. All right, he was the Greeks, the Romans. Now he has this revised Roman system, but this revised Roman system, this is truly the end. All right. So keep on pushing, man. Keep enduring. Keep fighting. All right. Don't let Satan consume your mind. All right. Rebuke him. All right. Call upon the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua with faith. Believe in those names, that you will be saved, no matter what hell you may seem like you catching. Because again, we all go through. All right. We all go through our ones and twos. But as the scripture say, a just man falleth 7 times and get back up. All right. You got to get back up. All right, because that's the most, important thing. All right, getting back up. All right, when it seems like, that you can't. So that's why you gotta call upon the names, all right? But reading on, it says, for the Most High is not righteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. So, the work that you're doing is not for no reason. This is not just just going out Saturday. No, this is your labor of love towards Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Okay? Because things that we're doing now will not be forgotten. And even all the way, even towards the end, all right, no matter what, the trial, all right, or test that we go through will be remembered for all of time. All right, Lord willing, we part of the elect, it will be remembered for all of time. Okay? This is 1 Corinthians 15. Last verse, 1 Corinthians 15 and 58 says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, right? As ye know, your labor is not in vain. This is not something that you're doing in vain, like you trying to chase a NBA ring or a championship or trying to get a job and etc. This is not that. This is an eternal. All right. This is an eternal. What's the word? This thing is basically forever. All right. Slakia. But this thing is gonna be forever. All right. Okay. Because when we receive those crowns, it will be said, this is him that stood stiffly, right, for the name, right, Yahweh Shem Al Shai, right? When you go to 2nd Ezra, it's like it. When you hear 2nd Ezra 2, starting at 42, it says, I, Ezra, saw the Mount Zion, a great people whom I cannot number, and they all praise the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns. Right, this is the crowning ceremony, and that man is Yahweh Shai. That young man of high stature is Yahweh Shai. All right, and lowly part of the elect, we're gonna receive our graduation papers that we did it. All right, and have that, and receive that, saying that thou good and faithful servant. All right, and because we got our talents and we flipped it, we didn't just sit on our hands, right? Because many niggas had the opportunity, all right, to be a part of this, and they took it for granted, and somebody didn't even try at all. All right, but count ourselves blessed that we have this opportunity, because this is an opportunity, like the scripture saying, for many are called, but few be chosen. All right, as long as we keep enduring, we will and are a part of those chosen. All right, and it says, and was marveled at, and it was Slakia, it was more exalted, which I marveled at, greatly. Okay, continuing on. So I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, these be they that put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now they are crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, one young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Right, all right. Standing stiffly. For you to be able to stand stiff, you have to go through, all right, many troubles and tribulations to be able to stand stiff, no matter what came your way. This is why we're gonna be rewarded, all right, for our work that we did in the labor of love that we showed towards Yahweh Shem Al Shai. All right, because who's gonna be able to say this saying? Only the elect. That I stood stiffly, all right, for Yahweh Shem Al Shai. No matter what was thrown at me, whether it was money, women, more status, fame, all right, whether it was Esau trying to torture me, whatever the case may be, that a situation presents itself, we're gonna be like, we stood stiffly, all right, and nobody's gonna be able to take that away from us, all right, because it's gonna be written in our history, all right, forever. Okay, it says, then the angel said unto me, go that way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord Yahweh thy power that I have seen. So, all right, this is ultimately what, we want, that crowning. All right. Yeah, we want the planets. We want the planets and the gold and the silver and the women and etc. We want all that. We want to be able to, look Yahushua in the face and him to tell us thou good and faithful servant. That tops, everything. All right. Literally tops everything. Okay. And that's our expectation. Okay. With that alone, this quick lesson was edifying. I don't give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakudash, and up on the city apostles and elders of great millstone. And shalom to the Akim teachings work throughout the four corners. And true sincerity, Akim, and was out of here, keep pushing. Shalom.